Progressives are mad at California Senator Dianne Feinstein because her medical leave means her committee, the Judiciary Committee, can't subpoena the Supreme Court justices to testify before the committee because of their recently revealed scandals. I take the opinion, though, that it's easy to criticize Feinstein because, to be fair, she has forgotten that she's a United States Senator.
Oh, Tom.
I have two Rogan bros who listen to me on Spotify. So it's like, I have to give them something, I got to throw a little red meat out there. But I mean, this is something it's pretty serious because, I mean, in addition to the stuff about Clarence Thomas that's come out as of late, there's been stuff about Samuel Alito, and then even the Chief Justice himself with his wife accepting, money from all these law firms. And I mean, we've always thought of the Supreme Court as just as a separate, as a separate entity, and maybe they've taken advantage of that.
The fact is that federal employees in the executive branch have a $20 cap on what they can take from a prohibited source, someone who has interests before their agency. Supreme Court justices don't have that. So an average Fed can't take anything more than $20, but there is wiggle room that allows that Chief Justice Roberts' wife to take money from a company, from a firm that was involved in cases before him. And think of all the money that Thomas took from somebody who was affected by the performance of his duties. So this double standards there are shocking. And Roberts always says, well, we have our Supreme Court in order. We can handle it ourselves. No, you can't. No, you can't. You're not. You think it's going to go away because you wish and hope it would. And it's not. And it's only going to get worse unless the Democrats put up and I want your opinion on this, everybody, especially Ward, a Supreme Court ethics set of rules. Must have that in place.
Yeah, I think that makes sense because Congress can impeach a Supreme Court justice. They never, the House did kind of indict one, but the Senate never removed them. It's very similar to how the impeachment for a president goes. Although oddly, the Constitution talks about that the justices shall hold their offices during good behavior. I'm not sure how one defines good behavior. Sounds like something that happens in elementary school. And they also had good behavior, no demerits. But it in practice, it's more along the lines of like presidents, felonies, high misdemeanors, really corrupt kind of stuff.
If we don't do something, or if we can't do something, we know about it, and going forward, we're still going to be subjected to, all the things that he has opinions on.
Let's be clear about what doing something means in this case. Currently, it means that Kevin McCarthy and the leadership of the House has to agree to impeach each or every one of these people after a hearing.
Right.
Pretty much be sure that's not going to happen. He's certainly not going to get the crazies on the extreme right on board to do this. So I don't see how you get anything out of the House. But even if you somehow did, even if there were enough sane Republicans who would say, look, this is really bad, and the Supreme Court's really important, so you got to do something here. It goes to the Senate, and you've got to get 2/3 to remove them. We haven't gotten 2/3 in the Senate to do basically anything. So, the likelihood that anything's going to happen with this in the next 2 years is slim and none. You're going to have to elect all Democrats to the Senate and all Democrats to the House practically to get anywhere.
And the kicker about all this that I was talking with my husband about is that if this were a Democratic Supreme Court justice, the Democrats would go batshit and try and get it righted. I think to me, it's immaterial whether the person is a Republican or a Democrat. It's wrong. It's so obviously wrong
Well,
And
no, you're right there, Michele. Look at the difference, excuse me, between how Democrats acted, overreacted, many would say, with Al Franken.
that's exactly what we were
Exactly.
talking about. They were like, no, you did this, you're gone.
Right.
Before, you know.
Decades ago, and the way Republicans act toward Santos.